As a small business owner, have you ever felt overwhelmed by the pressure of choosing the right hire or leading a team? Or have you ever found yourself tolerating a bad hire because you fear trying and failing again as you repeat the hiring process? If so, you're not alone, and you are in the right place. Welcome to the Growing Your Team podcast. The Growing Your Team podcast teaches business owners like you to expand your unique business by teaching you to master the hiring and team management process. Hiring and managing a team does not have to be a challenge. You just have to learn to do it right. And the Growing Your Team podcast teaches you how to become a confident leader who hires right every single time. Now, let's jump into the show where each episode you will learn tips on how to identify what type of help you need on your team, how to source amazing candidates, how to conduct interviews that lead you to your ideal team member, how to onboard successfully, and how to lead every person in your business so you have a team of rock stars who you are happy to pay every single paycheck. So let's jump in and teach you how to hire like a pro. Hello, Jamie Van Kuyk here, and welcome back to the Growing Your Team podcast. Today, we're moving on to the third episode in our series on the signs that it's time to hire a new team member for your small business. Once again, this could be your very first team member, or it could be adding another team member to your business, whether that's your second team member, your fifth, your 10th, your 20th, your 100th. These are signs you really need to look for in your business at least once a quarter, if not once a month, because we can get too busy just working in our business, checking things off the to-do list, that we miss what is obvious right in front of our face that could help us gain more energy, be more productive, earn time back, and more importantly, earn more revenue. So if you haven't listened to the first two episodes in this series, go and listen to them. They are episodes 178 and 179. But today we're talking about that third sign, which is you can't expand. So this sign isn't a problem for all businesses. So you might never see this sign within your business. You might be pretty confident about the products you're making today, about the services you're offering. Maybe you have to tweak them a little bit here or there to pivot as the market changes, but what you're offering is going to pretty much stay consistent forever until your business closes. For other businesses, you're sitting there and saying, yeah, this is my product offering now. This is my service offering now, but I want to add more. I want to have other income streams. I want to be able to serve people in a different way. I want to be able to, for example, maybe you're a service provider that provides a lot of one-to-one services that are high priced, but at the right price for what you're offering. And you want to create something that can go out at a lower price to serve those people that aren't ready to be able to afford your signature one-on-one offers. So you want to do more in your business, but you can't. You can't do more in your business because your current business takes all your time. And yes, you are able to, if we go back to sign number one, take on more customers, continue building your business with what you're offering and earning more revenue and hitting your goals. But these other things that you want to do, you can't fit in to your current team structure. You can't fit into the current time that you have in your business. So when that happens, the only way to expand, the only way to maybe add these new items to your product line or add these new services is to hire help. So let's give a few examples of what this could really look like so you can wrap your mind around what do I mean by you can't expand. Let's start with the first, the most obvious. You have a location for your business. Maybe you're a store. Maybe you are a restaurant, a cafe, or maybe even though you might not serve clients directly out of your storefront, you do have a physical location. And now you want to enter a second market and you need a physical location. You need an office there. You need something there for the structure of your business. But you can't be two places at once. You can't be in location A and location B at the same time. One of the things I've seen businesses do here is locations A is only open 3 days a week and location B is only open 3 days a week. So that way you can serve both markets yourself. But what if there's enough business in both locations to be open 5 days a week? You can't do it if you don't hire. And the team that you have to run location A can't be the same team to run location B because they too can't be two places at once. So you need to hire so that way you have a team in A and a team in B, or someone serving in location A while you're serving in location B. So that's the easiest way to look at that you can't expand. But it's not just a second location. Sometimes it really is a new product or service offering that you want to offer your customers. So for example, it could be, and I was just the other month talking to a business owner that I know that's a photographer. Her main business is taking photographs, and her main business is really wedding photography. But she wanted to add this second income stream to her business where she wanted to teach wedding photographers how to be as successful in their business as she is in hers. So how is she going to teach it? She was creating a course. Well, if you're really successful and achieving all your goals and doing everything with actually taking photos and being that wedding photographer, do you have time to do everything that is needed to create that course? To do all the production, to do the editing or creating the documents that are going to go up online, to post everything, to market it, to provide customer service needs to the people that are purchasing it. That all takes time. And so you can get this other income stream, but only if you have the time to do all those tasks. But the time, if you do it to do those tasks, takes away from your other business. So then are you really adding income through having a second income stream, or are you just trading dollars in column A for dollars in column B? Most of us add things because we want that additional revenue, not because we want to trade where we're earning the same revenue from. So in that case, it's hiring someone to help. With products, if you're product-based, it could very well be that you recognize that there's a need for a complementary product of yours that you know you could make and sell, but you can't because all your time is stuck producing product A that you can't switch and produce product B. You need that additional time in your business and you need those additional hands to help you with this expansion. Another example that I will share with you, because this will start helping you see like how people can help you through this process, is I had a friend, this was years and years ago, that we were chatting and she wanted to start a podcast. She was looking through her schedule, what she had available, and she said it would probably be about a six months until she could get her podcast out the door. But why did she want to start a podcast? She wanted to start a podcast because she knew the value of going on other people's podcasts. She would get clients when she went on other people's podcasts. She would get new followers, additions to her email list, her subscriber list. So she saw the value of this podcast content and she wanted to be able to also have her own audience in this podcast world that could help her grow her business. But like I said, she looked at her time that she had available, and because of everything that she would have to learn and everything that she would have to do, she said realistically it'd probably be 6 months before she could get a podcast out. And when we talked about, it was like, well, why don't you hire someone to help you launch that podcast, help you produce it? And at first she didn't want to, because she's like, where am I going to get the money from it for that? How am I going to pay this person? How much is that really going to cost? So we started looking at that. And we also talked about, what is your expectation when this podcast goes out? And part of her expectation was she had a program that was coming up and she wanted to use it as a marketing arm for that program. So we talked about, do you really want to wait 6 months to launch this program? And she didn't. So we said, if we move that launch up and move the podcast launch up, so they go hand in hand, so you can have the podcast to market the program, what's that earning potential? Because then not only can you run the program once this year, you can run it twice. If you hit your launch goals, what does that look like revenue-wise? And when we figured out what that looked revenue-wise, we figured out how much money does she really have to play with to hire someone to help her with this podcast launch. So she didn't hire someone to do everything. She hired someone to do some things. And instead of it being 6 months, I believe it was about 6 weeks before that podcast hit the market. And what was the result? Her program sold out on that first launch. So she earned the money back that she paid for someone to help her. And then she was able to have a second launch, that second go around for that program later that year, and earn more money. So instead of being limited, or instead of pushing that revenue off, she was able to pull that revenue up and earn more revenue off of that new product that she was offering, because she had this marketing vehicle for her business. So when you hire someone to help you with this expansion, you can either do it one of two ways. You hire someone specifically to help you with this expansion. So we talked about locations. They're for that new location. They're for helping you launch that new thing in your business. That's what they're there for. It could be temporary help, like launching, or long-term help, like manning your store when it's open every week at that new location, every day that it's open, or a subset of it if you're open more than normal working hours. So that's one way that help can help you in this scenario. The other way is they take over some of the stuff that is currently going on in your business, so you can focus on what needs to happen for that new location, or for that product launch, or for that new service that's rolling out. So instead of you doing the work, someone else is doing that current work in your business, so you can move on to bigger and better things. So that's what it looks like to hire here. The benefits of hiring in this area is you get the revenue of having that additional income stream, or that additional location, or whatever that expansion is for your business. And what happens when you don't hire? Well, you don't get that revenue. Because if you don't hire and you can't expand, you don't have that ability to bring in that additional income. So if you want to do more for your business, if you want to grow what you're offering, have another income stream, and you can't do it all on your own, don't not do it. Find a way to get help, because there are ways for you to get help that is going to be less than what your earning potential is with that expansion of your business. All right, so that wraps up this third sign. So let's do a quick recap of the 3 signs that we've talked about so far. So sign number 1, which you can go and listen to in episode 178, is that you're saying no to your idea client. There's projects that you want to take on. There's people that want to give you their money now, and you're saying, nope, sorry, I can't have you as a client right now. I don't want your money right now. Sign number 2 that we talked about in episode 179 is that you're losing customers, and this is due to poor customer service. So your response times are taking too long. Your customers no longer feel valued. So they're canceling their contracts, they're not renewing with you, or they're going elsewhere when they need similar services in the future, or they're not referring to you. They're not referring their friends, their family, their colleagues to you. And also, this means that you're losing potential customers because by the time you get back to people, they've already taken their business elsewhere. And of course, here we are with sign number 3 is that you can't expand. So you're stuck with the service offerings that you have today because you can't add anything new. So next week, we will be back with the final of the 4 signs that it's time to hire. And I'll just give you a little hint. For many business owners, this is the toughest one because even if you see the need, there's so much that holds us back from wanting to delegate when this need comes up. But trust me, this can have some of the biggest impact on your business when it comes to growth and expansion and earning more revenue. So join us back next week as we talk about the 4th sign that it's time to hire for your business, whether that's your first employee or your next employee. Are you ready to hire a new team member for your business and you want to ensure you hire the person who can succeed in the role, make you happy, and positively impact your bottom line? Then let's talk and see how growing your team can help you master the art of hiring. Through bespoke hiring frameworks and comprehensive guidance, you will learn how to attract candidates who have the passion you desire and the skills needed to succeed. At Growing Your Team, women entrepreneurs and leaders work with us to help them expand their unique businesses by teaching them how to hire like a pro. Let's connect and see how we can help you. Send me an email at jamie@growingyourteam.com. That's Jamie, Jamie, @growingyourteam.com, or head on over to growingyourteam.com/jumpstart, with jumpstart being all one word, and let's talk about how you can become a confident leader who hires right every single time.
Fall is all about cozy comforts, but when you're prioritizing your health, it's easy to feel like you're missing out. With Hero Bread, you can enjoy all your fall favorites because they're made with Hero Bread sliced bread loaves, tortillas, bagels, dinner rolls, and more. Try their all-new Hero Noodles with 12 grams of protein and just 80 calories. You won't believe Hero Bread's options have 0 to 5 grams net carbs and are high fiber from the taste and texture. They've even got small batch drops of indulgent favorites like the popular Hero Croissant. And right now, Hero Bread is offering 10% off your order. Go to hero.co and use code FALL25 at checkout. That's FALL25 at hero.co. All figures are per serving of Hero Bread. Contains 2 to 18 grams of fat per serving. See the product nutrition panels on hero.co for more information.